So my sister-in-law and brother-in-law are building a house, and they asked if I'd be willing to build some shelving for their new pantry. So it's going to be a simple shelving unit that sits on top of some base cabinets on top of the countertop and attaches to the wall. And they gave me kind of a rough idea of what they were looking for. I tried to break it down into a piece that would be easy to manufacture on the CNC machine. We can make multiple components. We can change the size and the dimensions really easily. So today we're just going to make a prototype as quickly as we can and go see what they think. So I like to start most projects sketching on my iPad. I love the Concepts app and the ability to get ideas out of my head and down onto something tangible just really quickly. Erase what doesn't seem to be working and color things in. Just really get ideas out of my head quickly. And as soon as I feel comfortable with my drawings, I move over to Fusion 360 to start modeling the parts. And here we get a little bit more specific with the dimensions and the hole sizes and the finished details, how the parts all go together, make sure that we don't have any conflicts. As soon as I'm happy with that rough idea and the more polished model, then I go ahead and export parts to cut on the CNC machine. So we generate the CNC programs and yeah, go cut some parts. So for this project I'm choosing to make the entire thing out of 18mm Baltic birch. That'll just be easier that way. It'll be easy to put screws into the end grain of the plywood, and all the parts will come out of a single sheet. So for this prototype it's going to be one section out of the 5 that we need, and it's going to all fit on one sheet really nicely. So here you can see the machine is starting to drill the assembly holes. These are just clearance holes for screws. I'm not countersinking these because we don't really need to with the screws that we use. There's some kind of, I think Sabre drive is what they're called. Anyway, they've got a head on them that really allows the screw to sink down into the wood nicely, kind of make its own countersink. So there the machine got done cutting some pockets, some rabbets on the shelf fronts and backs that I'll glue onto the shelves here in a minute, and that'll make the shelves really strong, give a place to attach to the wall if needed. And here the machine's just cutting out the parts with a 3/8 compression bit straight through, and that 3/4 inch plywood makes it really fast. When the parts come off the machine, they're pretty much ready to go, but they do need just a little bit of sanding. The bit this time was very sharp, but it does leave a little bit of fuzz between layers every once in a while, so just cleaning that up to make sure that my glue joints will be tight. This glue up will be really simple. There's a single rabbet on the front lip, on the front edge of the shelf, and a single rabbet on the back. So I'm just testing the pin depth, just pinning these in place. I'm going to add a couple clamps here, not going to take very many though. The pin should keep it where it needs to be, and we're going to paint these shelves a little bit later, so if I have a tiny gap that'll be okay, but it should come out pretty perfect.